Hey guys, JD here. And this week we're paddling the Danube from Apatin to Belgrade. Yesterday we arrived at Apatin late in the afternoon, almost at the evening. And I planned actually to start filming immediately to tell you guys where I am and what we plan. But the bus took about 6.5 hours to get us 200 kilometers from Belgrade to Apatin. We had a flat on the way, horrible. So when we arrived at Apatin, we hit up a friend of mine, Jelena, who showed us a bit around the city, and we got horribly drunk. So we are now at a beach about 12 kilometers downstream from Apatin and making a first break. Thomas. So yeah, we're gonna make a short break here, and then we have another 22 kilometers to our next stop where we're gonna camp. It's beautiful weather, the beach is amazing, a lot of kayakers with us, a lot of food is being prepared, and a lot of raki is flowing. It's gonna be crazy. Guys, we just arrived at our second camp. Funny story, we actually stopped about 300 meters upstream and thought that was the camp, which was just an abandoned restaurant. And we started bitching around, you know, oh no way we're gonna sleep here. So we got ready to paddle to the next destination, which is, after the 50 kilometers we paddled today, another 30 or 25. And then a local came and said, aren't you sleeping in the next camping ground like 300 meters downriver? And we're like, okay, yeah, I guess that's us. So we arrived here, we pitched the tents. There's a bunch of people here, they're preparing some goulash for us to eat tonight. So everything looks amazing here. We arrived first, and yeah, I'm going for a lobster look. So yesterday I burned up crazy. I think like 60% of my body is red. So we're gonna go for a cold beer and wait for the others, eat some goulash, go to sleep, and tomorrow we have a short day of 30 kilometers to the cell of, or should I say the city of Backa, Palanka. So we just arrived in Backa, Palanka. It was a very short day, about 20 kilometers. We did it in 2 hours. We pitched our tents and getting ready now to go to the city to eat some ice cream, and we heard of some amazing grill which we're gonna try as soon as possible. And yeah, it's a beautiful beach here at the campsite. It's a lot of people. There's a few groups who are partying and grilling, so maybe we're gonna join up with them a bit later in the evening. And tomorrow should be a bit of a colder day, which would be much appreciated, because today, like yesterday, it was crazy hot. We are at Beocin, which is our next camp. The day was really amazing. We had about 10 degrees less than the last few days. We had a bit of a front wind, which was amazing. It slowed us down a bit, but you know, cooled us off at the same time. We had a nice long break on the river with all our friends. Then we found a nice little beach. We spent there about 2 hours, went for a short swim, which was actually more of a float because the water was so shallow. Yeah, and here we just sat in the restaurant, had a huge meal, half a kilogram of meat, I believe. So we paddled about 30 kilometers to here, and tomorrow we're gonna paddle for, I believe, about 50 to the next camp in Stari Slankamen. And yeah, we're gonna take a short nap now, which could very well last till tomorrow. Stari Slankamen. We arrived. It was some 55 kilometers. And whoa. Wasn't easy, I can tell you that. So the first like 2/3 of the way it was pretty heavy front wind, which created quite big waves for the Danube. And we made one short break. It wasn't that short, about an hour, somewhere around half of the way. And whoo, so we arrived here in Stari Slankamen now finally, pitched our tents. The rest of the group stayed behind, and tomorrow we're gonna go directly for Belgrade, finally home. And yeah, tomorrow we're gonna do some, I believe, some 45 kilometers. The problem with that is that the last 5 or 6 kilometers are on the Sava, and we're going upstream. And that's gonna be, you know, pretty horrible, you know, the last 5 kilometers upstream. But yeah, we don't feel that spent. Got a bit of a sunburn again. Yeah, I'm going to sleep now, quite tired, and tomorrow the tour is finished. We are back home, back in Belgrade. So this was the last day of our kayaking trip, and yeah, Stari Slankamen, what a hellhole. So it was so hot in the night, the tent was like a furnace. Then in the morning, mosquitoes, crazy. Then we started with huge headwind, which of course meant huge waves, which actually were kind of fun. Then at one point the Danube just went completely still, like in a few moments. Then it started raining. Luckily the rain didn't last for long. And then we stopped at a restaurant in which we had to wait for an hour because the kitchen was not open yet. And then we thought we're gonna have backwind, but as soon as we got back in the kayak, front wind came back and waves. Luckily not half as bad as the first ones. And now we had to paddle the Sava up for 7 kilometers, I believe. So that brings our total today to about 60. And the total altogether in the 6 days to about 230. And I swear at the end I felt like I'm in the Odyssey. The only thing missing was a Cyclops on the other shore throwing a goat and killing me. So this was the unofficial TID 2020, aka Tour International Danubien, which actually got cancelled because of COVID, but we decided to paddle one section of it anyway. And yeah, hope you enjoyed it. See you next time.